Maverick traders, welcome out to your market roundup, April 13th. Corey here with you. Markets really rocketed higher. Impressive price action. We had consolidated for the past week or so, and you can see the Dow, the S&P, the Nasdaq, Russell 2000 all higher. Oil down slightly, but gold back up, and really just a risk-on day. You're going to see it when we get to the heat map. Everything pretty much in the green, with just a couple of little spots of red. On the daily news, markets breaking higher out of consolidations. Now, I had said that I'm looking for some sort of capitulatory run to the upside, an exhaustion high. Today, I don't think was it because we had consolidated. So it's all about context, and I think there's just more room to go. PPI, month over month, way below expectations. Came in at minus 0.5%, expected to come in at flat. So that's great news. Inflation numbers better than expected, both on the CPI and now on the PPI this week. As you look at the chart price action, what you'd make note of is that we have resistance up ahead that the S&P has still not cleared at about 4,200. It looks like we're going to make a run to that at least, and my thought would be that not only do we make a run up to that, that we probably break through. Now, this could be a false breakout. This could be the trigger, the stop losses for all the short sellers and so on, kind of that fake out move, stick your head through that resistance, trigger all the stops, really flush people out, and then reverse hard, and that sets a top. It's possible. I'll have to trust that I kind of know it when I see it, but that's the dynamic I'd be looking for, is a big flurry finish, a big ramp to the upside here over the next coming days, maybe next couple of weeks. And we'll see if we exhaust on the other side of that and kind of make a little false move. The NASDAQ, similarly, it's just been basing. So the NASDAQ's up above its prior highs from February, but basing, high base pattern, looks like we're going to make another run to the upside. So there's nothing here in the price action that says get short by any means. Nothing really that even says take profits. It's, hey, steady as she goes. Looks like we're going to work our way higher. The heat map shows that for the first time in a while, money actually rotated back into large cap tech. Rob made a fantastic call about a couple of weeks ago about how large cap tech led us higher, and now it should filter through to the other areas. And if you basically stopped with the large cap tech and you started focusing on almost anything else, if you went to healthcare, if you went to energy, if you went to materials, you were going to be better off than what Apple and Google and Amazon and these stocks have performed. Well, today you can see it flip back. And if those stocks really start to ramp and have consolidated and so on for the past couple of weeks, they've got more room to run. And that's an area where people are probably shorting those stocks, thinking that too many people are hiding out and so on. And they're the largest market cap weighted. So the possibilities for the markets to, again, ramp sharply is there. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's higher probability than normal. Now, as we look at our outlook, we've been bullish. Again, no reason not to be bullish. The 20 is now crossing above the 50. And you can see the 20, we could start to say the 50 is a little bit sideways slope, but the 20 is starting to turn up. And this slope is really going from yellow sideways to a green tint is what's happening in the charts. Let's look at a few names to potentially trade on the bull side and on the bear side. So MRO on the bull side, you can see the gap up, the breakout, the little consolidation, triangular type of pattern. And expectation for me is that we push and make another leg to the upside. So MRO is in the energy space. Energy we talked about this, it was kind of an exhaustion high, and I haven't been piling back in, but I'm about to do so right here. Microsoft, I think if you wanted to play large cap tech, Microsoft is one of those that has the high base. The nice thing about Microsoft is it has relative strength when compared to things like Google and Amazon. So I would rather play something that they all look similar, but this one has exhibited relative strength compared to the others year to date and on a multi-month basis and so forth. So I would rather go with Microsoft if you wanted to play in the large cap tech space. And then last, Verizon. A little bit of a turnaround situation where we've broken through the 50 MA and now we're using that as possibly a springboard. You can see a little hammer-like candle here, and I think it's a very conservative stock, but I think we're going back up and through that prior high. And then we'll see. It spends a lot of time going sideways, so this is not one to be too optimistic on, but kind of a steady as she goes should continue to work its way higher. Looking at the bearish side, how bad can your price action be when the markets are zooming higher and Best Buy made a new low today? So expectation is maybe a tiny bounce for a day or two, but ultimately I think we're headed into the 60s in Best Buy. Deere Company, prior breakdown zone, we've now pushed back up into it. Old support, new resistance. Deer for a trade looks like it could roll over again. We like the volume characteristics, higher volume on the way down, lighter volumes on the rally. And last but not least, Marvell Technology. Here you have a little bit of a bear flag pattern where you kind of broke down and now there's this little choppiness to the upside. Ultimately, I think we go down and retest those lows at about $37 per share. So not really focused on one specific sector or group or anything like that. Trading some charts as we see the opportunities. But those are some that I'm watching that I may potentially enter into. Stocks continue higher overall. They've shaken off this quote unquote bank crisis and so on. And it was always a market tell when markets turned positive quickly after the bank crisis began. It just told you they're fighting their way through that bad news, and the pessimism and sentiment was very, very negative. Bad news, but good price action. Trust the price action. Retail sales on Friday, and then earnings season start tomorrow as well. So Citigroup, JP Morgan, PNC, United Health, Wells Fargo, this is really the start of earnings season. And the financials are going to have a lot to say because they are right mixed up in that whole bank crisis, run on the bank, what happened with Silicon Valley Bank, what did it mean for their deposits and so on. So markets are going to be paying close attention to what these banks say and their forecasts for the future. We'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.